click on the subscribe button, and press the bell icon, to never miss any updates.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bismillah, in the name of God, the most merciful, the most gracious. My brothers and my sisters, less than 10 days ago, the ideology of white supremacy, saturated with the ideology of Islamophobia, came together. And there was a violent reaction that shattered the peace of the prayers of 50 and hundreds more of Muslims in the country and around the world. And they were shattered, those prayers, simply because those people belonged to an Abrahamic faith called Islam. And for those that passed away, us Muslims say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. To Allah we belong and to God is our return. But for the rest of us who stand here today, the fathers, the sons, the mothers, the co-workers, the neighbors, the daughters, the New Zealanders, the Americans, the New Yorkers around the world, we still cry out. We cry in mourning, and we cry over the senseless loss of life. But the burden upon us today is a heavy one. We have witnessed way too much, especially in this country. The cries that have resulted from the consequences of an ideology of hatred. This twisted ideology that somehow a person is more supreme because of their skin color, because of their national origin, because of their faith. This twisted ideology that claims the lives of so many, because of socioeconomic status, because of politics of the day. We are here to reject it in all its forms with everything that we have, and we have to. We reject it because there have been too many cries and the heart has reverberated with too many pangs of sorrow, and the soul has cried with too many burials of people who must die because of hatred. But I also want to make sure that you understand that none of this happens in a vacuum. 2016, a CAIR report came out along with the University of California of Berkeley that saw $206 million being pumped into the Islamophobia industry. 2017, we see a 17% increase of hate crimes. This is not my numbers, this is the FBI numbers. 58% of hate crimes were motivated by race, ethnicity, and ancestry. The Southern Poverty Law Center tells us that domestic extremism is up by 7%, hate crimes are up. 1,020 groups have been identified as hate groups. White nationalistic groups in particular have grown by almost more than 50% from 2017. And we see in other studies that 268 right-wing extremists prosecuted in federal courts were prosecuted not under the terrorism laws that they should have applied to them, but rather under other laws that seem, whereas terrorism is always the law that's prosecuted against anyone with the slightest affiliation to Islam. And it's of no wonder, really, it's of no surprise, because 80% of narratives in the media that portray Muslims is a negative portrayal. And so we're here to understand, as people of faith, but also of people of knowledge who understand the systemic racism that we see. Malcolm X warned us, didn't he? He told us to be careful. He told us the newspapers will have you hating the people that are being oppressed and have you loving the people who are doing the oppression. You see, it's this relentless messaging of dehumanization and hatred that creates this animosity, that emboldens the extremists to act with hatred and attacks and murders and massacres. And the Islamophobes, they keep peddling the idea that terrorism is owned by one group of people. But we know that terrorism has no religion. We say it loudly and clearly. We understand that terrorism is antithetical to faith. It is antithetical to God's mercy. It is antithetical to God's love. It is antithetical to God's peace. It is antithetical to compassion and justice. And I am very hopeful today, looking at your bright, beautiful faces, that together, if we stand shoulder to shoulder, we can defeat the racism and the hatred that is sweeping through our country and the world. We have the responsibility to challenge the media, to challenge racism, to challenge Islamophobia, xenophobia, white supremacists. I am hopeful that we can illuminate the very darkest corners of hate. I am hopeful that if we stand together, we can shut down those politicians who spew hate with our votes. I am hopeful that we can shut down the mega corporations who use their platform to spew hate through our advertising dollars. I am hopeful that as citizens, as friends, as neighbors, we can create our own narrative, a truthful narrative, one that recognizes and affirms the dignity of every single human being. We together, you and I, we together as New Yorkers and as family in this world of humanity, I am hopeful that we have this responsibility and that we can shoulder it with success and love and dignity, that we can protect one another and create a legacy that is rooted in a common cause for justice, equality, compassion for all. That is you and me together. Now let me hear you. Can we do it? Do we love one another? Will we shut down hate? Will we take our dollars elsewhere when somebody seeks to profit through division? Will we vote and get those politicians out who want to divide us? Are we committed? Are we dedicated? Will we show up day after day? My brothers and my sisters, you have my determination. I feed off of your determination. We will bring it to the next generation, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum.
ITV, Call of Peace, Save Humanity.